Hello, and welcome to The Balance. I'm your host, Andreana Jackson. Just a little bit about myself. For the past decade, I've been a realtor in the Miami real estate market. My office is in Miami Beach with Wanda and Foster. I'm also a former elected official within Miami-Dade County, as well as a wellness advocate, which brings us to our show today, where we're going to be exploring how the spaces we live in, the cities we build, affect our balance, our mindset, and our well-being. I have two phenomenal guests here today. Feng Shui expert and interior designer, Sylvia. Welcome. She's going to be discussing how intentional design can transform the energy within our space of your home or your workplace. And then later we're going to hear from Andrew Quarrie, CEO and founder of Earthlandia, where he's going to discuss how our neighborhoods and cities we build can build connection, foster equity, and our well-being. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Sylvia, thank you. Sylvia, please tell me, how did you get started? A little bit about your background.
My mom is actually a feng shui master. She actually passed it on to me, so I grew up learning it from her. So it's not something that I just, read a book or took a class. I grew up learning it from her. So it's a way of life for me. And it's really the traditional feng shui that I practice, not the decorative, kind that most people, they tend to just focus on the arrangement of furniture and decor. So my consultation actually is customized because everyone has different energies. So my job is to figure out my clients' energy flows so that I can actually arrange their space according to their energy. So it's very customized to them. So
without giving away your trade secrets, how do you do that?
Well, if someone was to hire me, then I would actually need to get their personal data so that I can create a customized chart for them, so that I can prepare the customized chart. So the day that I go to their home or their business, then I would know exactly how to go about arranging their space according to them. So it's customized according to their energy. It's not one size fits all.
So amazing. Can you tell me, where did you I'm sure you have some educational background. Where did you study?
Well, I study interior design at the University of Arts London, at the Chelsea College of Art and Design. And I moved here right after the design school. So I've been here over 20 years. And although I'm based here, I have clients all over the world because Miami is so international. I have clients.
Yes.
This is their second home or their third home. So if I've done their home, they would fly me to, their primary home, whether it's New York, Washington, wherever they're from. So I get to travel sometimes. Yeah.
Can you tell us what is feng shui?
Feng shui is the art of placement. What that means is I would arrange someone's home or business because when you arrange a space that actually promotes harmony, then everything in life flows. For the home, it's about promoting overall harmony, good health, positive relationships, abundance. And for the business sense, people are in business to grow and to prosper. The emphasis on growing the business and to make money. So when people hire me to do their business, I would help them try to, create a sense of growth and also prospering, their venture. And most of the time, my clients are repeat. So if I've done their, business, they want me to do their home and vice versa. So.
Amazing. Are there a lot of myths out there about feng shui? I know, like when I'm strolling on TikTok, somebody will come up and say, "Oh, this is blocking your energy," and I'm like, "How do I know?"
Well, the thing is, I know that there are a lot of novices out there. Mm-hmm. Feng shui, more specifically, it's not moving tables and chairs. It's not just, decor. So someone actually, if you hire someone who only advise you on those kind of things, they're more interior decorator, if you will. So my consultation is customized, like I said before. So I would arrange your home or your business according to you so that you thrive. And it's, very, very specific. It's not one size fits all. Everyone has different energies. So basically to debunk, it's not moving tables and chairs and, hanging little knickknacks. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to buy some crystals and chimes. I'm going to start hanging all over the house. No, it's not about that. So it's much more entail. And it is a thorough evaluation of the whole proposed property. What does that mean? People think that feng shui is only interior. It's actually the whole proposed property, starting from the outside. What does that mean?
Wow.
We need to look at your surrounding areas. For example, regardless if you live in a single family house, even a condo, you have a building. So we need to look at the surrounding areas. We need to look at where's the neighboring buildings according to your home and the streets in relations to your home. We need to look at if there's water, where's the water? And we need to look at the shape of your plot, then the contours of the land. Then we need to literally look at, how the street is in relation to your home. Are you at a dead-end street? Is it a T-junction? Those are all the things we need to look at. Then once we finish that part, then we look at your dwelling. Then we fine-tune the details. Room by room, we'll fine-tune the detail. So it's a very thorough evaluation of the whole proposed property.
So from the outside to the inside
Yes.
dictates the energy flow.
Yes. And I would say even the outside, I think most people think that feng shui is only interior.
Yeah.
So that's, another myth. And I think that the outside is possibly even more important. Why is that? The interior, nothing you can't do with moving the right things in the right position and, the right colors and whatnot, the right furnishings. It's more like cosmetic. It's like a nice haircut, nice makeover, nice clothing. For the exterior, it's like the health of your body. If you are, at a dead-end street, that's problematic. Right. If your whole entire, house is built on landfill, sewer, burial site, I don't care if the inside is completely, arranged according to your energy. That's like you have a nice haircut, nice makeover, but you're sick. So the exterior is even more critical. So that's why if you go to Asia, Hong Kong, or something like that, they will not even build anything without having, a consultant. It's beyond just, the interior designing portion. So
you're also a realtor as well. So do you incorporate that with your clients?
Yes, I got into real estate in 2005. It's 20 years. And my client said, can you help me find a right home? Because, most realtor, they can find a home. So I got my real estate license so I can help people, find the right home. Because no one lives in a perfect space. Any problems I see, I will teach you how to remedy the problem. So if you're in the market to buy something and you hire me as your feng shui realtor, for example, then I will actually, do your chart. I would know your front door facing, for example, those surrounding areas. I would already have a look to make sure that there is nothing, major, faulty about the home that, you're thinking of buying. So it's important.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, just talking about how the energy affects us outside really leads us into Andrew's disciplines and just have to speak about Urbalandia. So thank you. So Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
Well, I've been here in Miami since 1988, originally from Jamaica.
Oh wow!
So I grew up in the city and actually grew up on Miami Beach. And I haven't seen, of course, a lot of changes happen here, being an integral part of this community and, essentially trying to focus on helping to see where I can contribute to help a better city, establish itself, continue to grow. Whether you're a newcomer or you've been here for a long time, Urbalandia is basically a platform where we connect professionals who are in the real estate development space to come together in a way that they can do business, but at the same time, they're focused on environmental, bills. So people and planet is our focus. So collaborate, but how are we being planet-centric and people-centric in the context of urban planning, architecture, design of public and private spaces, and working together to accomplish that. So that's the essence of our platform. Yeah.
What is your educational background?
Believe it or not, I did not study anything in architecture and development. My background was in audio engineering.
Okay.
So sound, music, that was my sweet spot until much later when back in 2017, essentially, I founded the Urbanism Summit here in Miami,
Yes.
which essentially, it was a conference to bring together as many disciplines to help to break down the many silos that are responsible for the built environment, to come to a place where we can have conversation and have takeaways that we can go and implement, designing and building better for people and planet. So it's our the way we're designing for natural ecosystems in rather than destroying them, but also incorporating them in our design process. But also thinking about our social impact in communities. So, looking at issues of displacement, gentrification, and things like that, and how we can get our professionals to think deeply about this in forming community partnerships with community leaders, but also public and private, collaborations.
Thank you for that. Can you speak about a project that you're most proud of?
Well, what I do is facilitate community building. So I never have a favorite, but I favor projects that are about, the well-being of people, uplifting folks, right? And it's, I guess I say it's about meritocracy, but we all have to give access in a way that allows for people to be able to have a dignified life. And that comes in so different forms. It's from your policy making all the way to the design of spaces. And as Sylvia was mentioning, it's about having a feel of community in a way that your space make you feel somehow uplifted in the way that you're living. Not to take away from luxury and all those other items that we typically design and build for and that demographic, but a lot of times what gets left behind are people who have been historically marginalized, and they continually over and over again get marginalized because they get pushed out of communities that they have been in for so long. And so what we're trying to do is to make sure that's a part of our narrative. Yes, we're about business and everyone has to do business together, but why not also consider your social impact and be purpose-driven in all that you do in design and build?
And what are some ways that can uplift people with the design?
Well, let's start with the basic. A lot of folks, most of the time, don't work in the neighborhoods that they live in, so they rely on public transportation. All right, so having good infrastructure around, transit, the walkability of neighborhood, the safety of neighborhood, access to nutrition-rich, foods, what they're being consumed, what's being consumed.
Deserts.
So addressing the food deserts, all those things. That's how you show care. That's how you design for caring and uplifting others.
Yes.
It's not the one-off events to say, it's a back-to-school scenario or let's go deliver a turkey during Thanksgiving. Those things are cool, but that doesn't move the needle when it comes to generational, support around taking people from poverty into even any semblance of wealth, ultimately. Yeah.
And really, what we describe is being able to live in a nice, safe community, walk around, go to a grocery store, get food, like you said, nutritional, healthy food. So it's all about the energy around you that promotes your positive well-being.
Absolutely, it does. And I think for a very long time, as I would assess basically what's happening in how we do business. I realized that we do have a lot of silos. Every group have their own very specific niche, and sort of like, I'm in my lane, you stay in your lane. But our experiment in life, living on this planet, is a collective one. We don't thrive without community.
Right.
And so I feel it's super important to create an intentional collision between all the disciplines, to be in the same room at times, to discuss ideas, and realize that, what you're doing can contribute to what I am doing, and then we can figure out how we can build this thing together. And then that's what we promote as far as, a network within urban area.
And I met you at one of your networkers, I believe last month.
Yeah.
How often do you host those?
Here in Miami, we have at least once per month.
Okay.
We come together, but that has sometimes gone to 2 or 3, especially during the summer. We take advantage of the time to, when some people are traveling, but there are a lot of people who are still here in town. And so we tend to have about 1 to 3 events. Some are educational, where we do have an invited guest to speak. And there are others where it's just have come together, break bread, have conversation. For us right now, it's also that we're focusing on other cities. So it's not just a Miami play for us. It's to scale the network so that in different markets we have chapters and start to grow that. So that's where we're focused on next.
Okay, and if the folks out here want to get in touch with you, learn more about Urblandia, how can they do that?
It's URBLANDIA.com, Urblandia. You can find us on all the social platforms, whether it's Instagram. But of course, on our network, we'd love to have you join if you're in any discipline that's somehow contribute to the built environment, whether you're an interior designer, architect. We have engineers, we have urban planners. So it runs a full spectrum of those who are responsible for creating spaces and building as well. So yes, find us online under Urblandia. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Sylvia, and if I'm sure people out there would like to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
I can be also reached at sylvialou@consultant.com. That's my email. And my website is Feng Shui, INST, FENGSHUI, Feng Shui, INST, short for Institute, fengshuiinst.com. And I'm also on Instagram, SylviaLou_consultant. And that's my Instagram account.
Thank you. So I have a question to pose to both of you. What does finding balance mean to you, Sylvia, either professionally or personally?
Well, life is all about balance. So without balance, like whether it's your home life or your work life, you must have balance in those discipline, the different areas. I have clients, they may be super successful, but their home life is a wreck. So I think that it's important to make sure that both your personal life and your work life is balanced so that everything comes together.
Thank you for that. Andrew.
I've always struggled with that phrase around you have to have balance because who defines what that standard is? Mm-hmm. I know that for every individual, you have to essentially live authentically who you are.
Right.
Understand obviously what your needs are, but also how you contribute impact to other people. And I believe that balance is a give and take of how we exist in spaces, mm-hmm. and we build relationships. The relationships are key. Make sure that you have people around you that are there to support, build you up when you're not in that moment of your life where you feel like you can go on, mm-hmm. and vice versa. You're there for them as well. So I feel balance is a give and take, and certainly yes, take time for yourself, but also make sure you take time for others. Make time for others as well. Yeah.
It's a good line. That's a good one. Finding balance for me, that's the name of the show. Well, part of my life being a realtor, politics is in my life, and wellness, being on a wellness journey. So just getting things together, that's what it's all about, just trying to find it. Can you speak a little bit more to me about how transferring the energy within my workspace? I don't really own my workspace, but how can I, for someone who doesn't?
Well, actually, since COVID, the way people work has changed quite a bit. Right. Now a lot of people are working out of the homes. So right. It's important because, your home is your sanctuary, your personal life. And now a lot of people are actually working out of their home. So it's important that you actually have your workspace it's arranged in such that, work is still work, but your personal life is, still separate. It's under one roof, but it has to be separate or else, you have to have a disconnect. And I can tell you, please do not have your work set up in your bedroom. Your bedroom is your sanctuary. It's your temple. So if you actually have your work set up, your desk, your computer and whatnot in the bedroom, actually that's going to, you're going to do yourself a disservice in your personal life, especially in the relationships, because in the bedroom is your health of relationship. So if you are going to work out of the house, make sure, it's not in the bedroom, because most people they do put it in the bedroom, the whole entire desk and setup and the computers and whatnot.
I didn't do that. I wanted to because my balcony to look at the water is in my bedroom. But I was like, oh, I better not do that because I didn't want to like disrupt. I knew not to disrupt my own energy. I was like, who wants to look at your desk all the time when you're supposed to be in your room relaxing? So
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. But that's a good tip. Thank you. Tell me, what have you noticed differently since COVID, as far as how people are interacting with with the new space, with their new reality?
It's interesting. During COVID, there was a moment of angst. There were many moments, but one of them was getting back to life, so to speak,
Right.
or the norm, and whatever that means. But people really craved being in spaces where they could congregate and build community. And I keep on going back to that word because we're social creatures. We're not meant for isolation. And so, as far as spaces, yes, we thought going forward we were going to have a lot more focus on open air and the way we design buildings and breezeways and sort of like a lot of sunlight coming in and things like that. But what we've gotten back to, actually, what I realized is that people just kind of returned to their old self. There were very few that took a lesson from it, from such a monumental and epic moment. And unfortunately, we still are facing that issue of where when it comes to catastrophic moment, it kind of reveals a lot about us. What I saw in COVID is that there are people, yes, it seemed like there was a lot of empathy. People kind of united that, we got a united front, but then everyone came out, oh, okay, we're going to take these masks off and go back to our regular old ways. And they did not really frame the lesson in the moment. So I would say that spaces, yes, are designed, and it's whether it's public spaces or you talk about private, they are designed for how you want to conduct and live your life and how you should feel in them and how you do life in them. One of the trends that's happening right now among development is that there is this wellness factor that's now being promoted, and that's like
It's huge.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
Miami.
big factor now, and that's us trying to reconnect with nature, and some of that is really cool. But here's a problem with that: a lot of it is still very elitist.
Oh yeah, it's only for the wealth. Social wealth.
I agree.
And I believe that everyone should have access to planet Earth because we're here.
Right.
Go to the forest. Go next to a river. Go dip in a river.
Right. I mean, I noticed, not to interrupt, but me and Sylvia are in the Miami real estate market, the luxury market. There's buildings being built that actually, from the sheetrock is actually healthier for you. Being in the building is actually healthy for you.
Yep.
The air is so pure.
Yep.
I'm like, oh wow. So you're actually healthy for being in the building. And I'm just like,
But not all are built that way.
well, no,
Some
that's a
are
special.
more, they call it, we're going to do a spa here, a sauna room. Those are more superficial. You have to start from the planning stages. The material has to be, sustainable and, good for your health. Because
Right.
some, materials are actually toxic. So
Right.
you can have a sauna and spa, but if the whole entire building is built faulty, bad energy, and the materials that you use is actually toxic, that's not helping. So it has to be all different phases that you need to consider. So that's why I think it's important that the developers, actually think about that. It's not just, building these luxury buildings with spas and, saunas and things like that. It really defeats the purpose. It's just very superficial. It's to be all levels.
Well, listen, I get luxury, and I'm not here to say that everyone should have a luxury apartment in Miami or wherever you're at.
And we're not.
It's just that also in public spaces and the way we design, we have to think about, just health and wellness of community, active cities and things like that. So, if you can't afford a luxury apartment on Brickell or in Grove or whatever, that's okay. If you can afford it, great. But if you're living in other neighborhoods that are not as privileged right now in a tax bracket or socioeconomic space, we should have our city collectively think about walkability, safety, of course, plant more trees. I mean, they're healthy in so different ways,
I love
right?
it.
And definitely, projects you talked about earlier, some projects I'm proud of. Locally, one of our great examples of that is the Underline becoming that 10 linear mile part of a park underneath the Metro Rail.
Oh, that's going to be lovely.
Yeah, so and it's really active. So people are going to been utilizing that to stage community events, but also personally. I mean, for them to go out individually to go exercise, whether it's a run, walk with their families and whatnot. So we can definitely make sure that's incorporated in every neighborhood,
Right.
and it's not just for some, but for all.
And that's how I feel during the pandemic. Miami Beach, I believe, opened up the full beach walk.
Yes, it did.
And I only walked part of it, not the whole thing, but I love it.
Yeah,
I
that's a
love
great
it.
project too.
I love being able to go out there, the sense of community that it brings. You see neighbors, you see friends, or just people you haven't seen in a while, where you're on the beach walk and
Have a sense of community.
right,
Yeah.
bring that fresh air out there, the beach air. So, and that's free.
Yes, technically.
Technically, yeah. And the park, our parks are. I'm a park person, so I understand the importance of parks.
It's challenging during the summer here. Obviously, the heat is just like
I actually live in Edgewater. That area is just, run so much that I take advantage of the fact that we have the Margaret Pace Park. So when the sun is going down, 6:30 to 7:30, I normally go for a long walk and just sit by the bay, literally, and it's free. And every day I see people playing basketball, volleyball. People are actually, doing yoga, and they have free yoga classes. So people are getting together, and there is a sense of community. And I think that every single area they're trying to do something, for their community.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that. So I'm very happy to see that even though Edgewater is super expensive now, but they are still, doing things that is free to the public. People can come out and do yoga for free. So you can, play basketball and whatnot.
That's great. It's great. Yeah, public spaces are a big deal in united people in every different class, again, socioeconomic levels. It's just a front of a place for bringing us together in a way that reminds us that, isolation is not the way we move forward. Individualistic thinking is not the way we move forward. We are a collective as a human race, and that should inform our decision in the way we design for others. And if you're an architect, if you're a planner, you're an investor, you're writing policy, all these things should inform who are you designing for. It's for people and planet. There's nothing else that should matter more than those two things, because that's, we're the planet sustains us.
Yes.
People sustains us. We need a community to in order to thrive.
Especially here. I mean, our number one resources are our beaches, our waters. I'm always amazed how I go out there and I see so much plastic, so much debris, and I'm like, why would you want to do that here? But
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Yes.
we have a long way to go in.
And I guess it starts with conversations like this.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does. It's conversation that translates to action, and that's important because, congratulations on starting your podcast. And I believe that you'll be super impactful in the way you do it. The unfortunate thing with this category is that there's so many people with a microphone. And now that we have social media, anyone is a citizen journalist, so to speak.
See.
And just because someone has a mic doesn't mean that they should be qualified to inform others. Some people are chasing clout.
Right.
They're doing it for the sake of the gram. The TikTok generation of the video. The influencer or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Listen, great, you can do your thing, but I believe that having conversation that translate to action that positively impact community that's the formula.
Well,
Yeah.
I think part of the thing for me is just to add value.
Yeah.
So I'm only the vessel. So I wanted to bring out good people like you who are doing positive things in the community and help you foster those growths. And so that's why we have the balance. And I'd like to thank you both for being here today. Again, Andrew Quarrie, Sylvia Lou. I'm Andreana Jackson. The show will be on every 2 weeks. So I have another show planned for you that's going to be phenomenal. In the meantime, stay balanced.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It's